Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Oh, we're going to talk about people coming online and complaining about their financial situation, and they're tired of living paycheck to paycheck. And some of them said they have been living paycheck to paycheck for 20 years and they're tired of it and they can't get ahead. Well, you're sure not going to get ahead in this economy, that's for sure. And you're not going to get ahead with Donald Trump in charge. Now, I might also talk about Donald Trump giving $2 billion to the farmers. These are white farmers, of course, and how a lot of people are saying he shouldn't give nothing to these farmers because they were the ones that voted against their own best interests. And I mean, let's face it, y'all, it was Donald Trump that messed up farming. He was the one that messed up farming when he threw all those tariffs at China. That's when China refused to buy soybeans and corn from American farmers. They're now getting it from Brazil and Argentina and places, Australia. And Donald Trump has been trying to fix it, but China's never coming back. Let's be real. China is never coming back to do any more deals with farmers in America. It is really a done deal. Donald Trump has wrecked all of that with those tariffs. The tariffs were never necessary to do. He did it. He messed things up. He can't fix it. China is never coming back. So those farmers are screwed. Now, the 2 billion is just sort of like a band-aid, and that's it. All right, so after they get finished dividending, this money out to these farmers, there's really nothing coming behind it. He really messed everything up. So, that's up to them to figure out what they're going to do. But at the end of the day, they were the ones that voted for Donald Trump. They voted against their own best interests. But China is never coming back to buy anything from these farmers. And they need to accept it and figure out a way of who they're going to get to purchase from them. But as long as Donald Trump is there, you could best believe they're not going to get any business from any countries in this world because these countries and these world leaders, they can't stand Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, no matter how much he sits around trying to act like he's such a great negotiator, he isn't. Donald Trump is a horrible negotiator. He doesn't get along with anyone. He doesn't get along with these world leaders out here, and they can't stand him. And as long as he's the sitting president, farming is screwed in this country. So they better get used to it. And as far as these folks living paycheck to paycheck, this economy is never going to be turned around. So, it's sad when you listen to people saying they're working 3 jobs and they still can't make it. That's sad. That is really sad. So, y'all, I am going to share my screen. And before I do, let's see, I'm gonna just give you a reminder of the sale that's still going on Etsy, 30% off of everything. Today, I will be listing the butter, and I might be able to list the Botano oil as well. The Edge butter, I'm still waiting for jars to come in. It still doesn't seem to be any signs of my jars coming in from the US Postal Service warehouse where they seem to be stuck. So I don't know what's going on. I called them. They said, I should be getting them any day now. I don't know. But my jars have been stuck in New Jersey at the US Postal Service warehouse where they've been sitting since the 4th of December. That's how long they've been sitting there. And as soon as I get them, I'll be able to do the edge butter. But in the meantime, I'll be able to at least get the hair growth butter and the botana oil listed. Hopefully, I will get that listed today. I mean, I just don't know. Mm, mm, mm. Well, y'all, I mean, it's very difficult right now. I did send all the orders out. Some of the orders are sitting around because they decided to do layoffs with virtually everything. FedEx, UPS, and the US Postal Service all did layoffs before the holidays. And right now, from what I understand, they don't have enough workers to move the mail. So I can't do much about that, but I am sending your orders out. Every order has gone out. And I mean, all we can do is wait. That's all I can tell you. All we can do is wait. I've been waiting. I'm waiting for things just like all of you. I am waiting. You're not alone. You're not alone at all. And everybody is waiting. Mail is moving lethargically slow. And they won't even talk to you about a refund until it is past 10 days. So I am just sitting and waiting, and it is painful right now for all of us, but I have mailed everything out. In fact, yesterday's orders are already out. I already took those orders and got them sent out this morning. They are gone. So I just don't know what else to do other than to send them out. So the delays are real. I wish they would have at least they should have waited until January to lay people off. That's when things would have slowed down. But they waited until just before the busy time of the year to let people go. Now everything is just sitting around. I don't know what I'm going to do about jars because the thing is, if I order more jars, they may not get here. Right now, I'm kinda stuck between a rock and a hard place. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do, y'all, but I will figure something out. I will figure something out. I'm right now, I'm trying to see if I can find a local place where I can drive to and maybe buy some jars in bulk. If I can figure that out, even if I gotta drive an hour or 2 away, I will do that where I can buy in bulk, and then I can get everything in jars, and then I can put it all out there for sale. But I really can't control what's going on right now. I'm sorry. I do apologize to you if you have not received your order by now. I am sorry. I am deeply sorry. Um, but on Etsy, I do not sell the gray reversal hair growth oil, but on Shopify, I do. You can get it on Shopify. So if you go out on Shopify or go over to 12 com, which is connected to my Shopify store, you can find it over there in both the 8-ounce and 4-ounce. You can get it over there. Mhm. Yeah, but you gotta really not all dollar stores have them. So, and plus, I get mine wholesale, where if I buy them in bulk, I can get the jars like for 25 cents per jar, where the dollar store, I can't get it for that price, you know? And I don't want to have to turn around and charge you more money for products because I can't get the jars for a reasonable price. And that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, look, I got it would the funny part is I thought I had got all my mail, and I went outside. when was it? It must have been like Tuesday. It was after 7 o'clock, and I got a package from the US Postal Service. It's like, "What?" Yeah, yeah, I've been getting things at weird times too. But anyway, I'm waiting. I have never had this happen. This entire year, whenever I order supplies, I get them. I have never not had one instance where I ordered, like, bulk jars or bottles or anything, and it didn't make it here. This is the absolute first time this has happened. So, I mean, we'll get through it the best that we can, but I'll figure out a way. I'll figure out a way around it. If I can get around it, then like I said, I'll be able to get everything posted out there and we'll get rolling on it, y'all. We'll see. I'll definitely keep you posted on what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, some people have. I got about 4 people that have not gotten their orders, and I mailed their orders right after Black Friday, y'all, and they are and I can see their orders are out there, but it did not reach them, and it's I mean, go figure. Alright. Mm, okay. Let me stop sharing this. Okay. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you. Yeah, but you know what? In a way, I mean, I understand mail runs slow this time of the year, but whatever happened to them hiring extra help this time? Remember how in the summer they would always advertise for this time of the year for seasonal help? I guess they don't do that no more. I guess they don't. I remember every single year they would always hire seasonal help. In fact, I knew people that would pick up those jobs just for the extra income. They would, work for the post office from I think it would start like around October all the way through January. And it would be for all the services, the post office, FedEx, and UPS. And I guess they don't do that no more. I guess they stopped doing it, huh? All right, y'all. Let's get started. Thank you for the ones.
Almost 40 years old and still living paycheck to paycheck. If you told me that when I was in my 20s, I'd be like, that's definitely not going to happen. I will do everything in my power to make sure that that doesn't happen." Well, I'm here and I've had two, sometimes even three jobs. And now being a mom of two, I'm like, something has to change. So that's when I went searching online to find just remote jobs, working from home jobs, because I just couldn't take my time, right, to go physically to a job. So searching online, that's when I came across digital marketing. So I bought into it. It took me time to learn everything. And the biggest thing that I can share about my journey so far is you have to be consistent. It's worth it at the end. And seeing the results now, I'm seeing the possibilities, which is amazing. I would love for the mamas to reach out to me who have been looking for extra income, who want to do it from the comfort of their home around their baby's schedule, their kids' schedule. It's very, very doable. The course that I'm in right now, I am loving, and I actually am finally seeing the results that I really wanted to. And the missing piece was mentorship. And not only that, community, the community you get with it. Everybody is so supportive. You get weekly mindset calls, daily mentorship, and then their actual videos. It's true, true beginner. So if you are almost clueless about digital marketing, don't really know anything about it, this is the course to get into to start off with. They not only have your back, I'll have your back too. Please reach out. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop a one if you want me to share more information with you.
I make 6 figures a year and I feel like I'm living paycheck to paycheck and I don't know how to get out of this cycle. I need to caveat this by saying 3 things. 1, finances are extremely personal, so please remember that before you leave a nasty fucking comment in my comments because I will block and delete you. 2, I have to work 2 jobs to earn a 6-figure income, so this is not just from one job. 3, I know I got myself into this mess, but now I'm trying to figure out how to get myself out of this mess. And so I'm making this video in the hopes that it could be potentially relatable to some people, or just like maybe seeking advice. Again, please no rude advice. I do not do well with rude advice, rude criticism, none of that. I'm very sensitive and I will literally block the fuck out of you. So let's explain the situation a little more. I feel so fortunate to be making 6 figures. I make literally just about 6 figures, but to me, that's a number that was not attainable for a very long time. My mom is a single mom and she was an English teacher. So she just scratched the surface of 6 figures towards the very end of her career. And that was after working for 35 plus years. So, and she's one of the lucky ones, you know, most teachers will never see that kind of money whatsoever, but that money, like I said, was just not attainable to me. So to be making that at 26, so early on in my career, I do feel really grateful. Again, it's through 2 jobs. So it's not like I'm making that just from one job, but you know, just to like have that amount of money and feel that financial freedom that comes with making 6 figures when you're a single person is wonderful. But because of my fears surrounding money, I didn't really grow up with a lot of money. I have been aggressively paying down student loans because I just don't want any debt associated with me. That is the thing that gives me the biggest amount of anxiety. So I have taken my loans in, let's see, I think it's 2 full years now I've been paying on my student loans. Yes, since October 2023. I have taken my student loans down from $95,000 to $47,000. So I have paid $50,000 almost of my student loans down in 2 years, which has taken a burden on me. Like I am not able to have any savings. I do genuinely live paycheck to paycheck because I take all of the extra money I make and can afford to and throw it towards my student loans to aggressively pay that debt down. But I've started to realize lately that because of that, I am really limiting myself on the amount of salary that I can live on because to me, whatever goes to my student loans is like untouched. And that is, it's obviously extra money towards my student loans. It's not the bare minimum I owe. Like I pay aggressively, but it's untouched money. So I've been forcing myself to live on a very limited income. And it's just not working out for me. I've had to dip into my savings a lot since I've moved to Chicago in the last 2 years. And it's just, like I said, it's just really not good. So there are 2 things that I'm going to start doing. I am going to actually stop aggressively paying my student loans. I am going to pay maybe slightly over the bare minimum, but it's really to a point where I don't see as much of a benefit from paying down my student loans as I thought I would. And I feel like if anything, it's a hindrance. It's obstructing me from being able to contribute anything to my savings, which again are dwindling. I am instead going to start taking that money and putting it directly towards savings. So again, I am limiting what I can do with my income and really restricting myself and putting myself on a very strict budget. But I'm also going to go into that budget that I've been living on all this time. And I'm going to start seeing where I can cut back. I know I eat out a ton. I know that I'm probably paying for subscriptions I don't need. I know that I'm probably paying for fitness classes that I don't really use that much or really need. So it's really about like going into there and seeing what I can cut back on every month. And then also how I can move some of this money into specific savings buckets because I've never done that before. I just got like a SoFi card because I've heard that's really good. I don't know. But basically I'm starting this journey where I'm trying to figure out my finances. And if you want to come along, please do hit the follow button or give it a like or anything, you know, just interact with this video. I really appreciate that. And we'll see what happens, but hopefully I can figure out a way to live on the income that I have, which is a really great income, but just not feel so much like emptiness and stress about money all the time.
I am extremely stressed out. I don't come on here and cry and do all of that. But what the fuck? I work 5 to 6 days out of the week and I only barely have enough money to pay my bills. Somebody's gonna get on here and say, oh, well, be lucky you have a job, bro. Working a job, going to a job, getting up every morning, every night, whatever time you go, and having to give your all or do your best at this fucking job just for them not to compensate you enough money for you to live your life and pay your bills, it's actually really up fucking setting me. And I feel like I'm missing out on living life because I have to pay my bills and go to work every fucking day. Such a tiring process. Now, I could see if I was lazy, I wasn't getting up and I wasn't getting it, but it's like, bruh, how fucking hard do I have to work in order to fucking survive, bro? How? Once I pay my rent and my phone bill, and my light bill, that's it. And then the next paycheck, because mind you, bi-weekly, you only get paid 2 times out of the month. So one paycheck goes directly towards bills. And then that other paycheck, I have to set bills. I have to set money aside for the next set of bills that are coming up. I can't get ahead. I can't. I know somebody's going to say, you've got it better than somebody else. Bro, that's not the fucking point. Just because I have it better than somebody else doesn't mean that I'm not fucking struggling over here. For real, for real. People try to come on here and try to perpetrate and make it seem like, oh, yeah, I'm living this kind of life. I'm living that kind of life. Bitch, I'm a TikTok content creator, but I live a life just like y'all. And nobody better get on here and say you better get another job or do this or do that. Bitch, you think I haven't applied to these jobs? And when I apply to these jobs, they waste my fucking time. Do you think I have money and gas and energy to be wasting going back and forth to these job interviews who are not going to hire me and are going to tell me that they're going to call me in a week or going to call me back in a couple days and don't? Job market is a joke. I have no choice but to keep the job I have now. The one that's barely paying my fucking bills. It leaves me no money left over to live, to get my nails done. These are fucking press-ons. I can't do anything. I got to do my own hair. I got to do my own toes. I got to do everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like when you don't have a choice and you work every fucking day, it gets tiring. It gets to a fucking point, bro.
I'm so tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I just waited for the mailman to show up so I could get my paper check in the mail that I've been waiting for weeks. So I could come to the bank and deposit it. But because I have negative money in my account, I'm only going to get like a little bit of it because like I can only access $100 for the first day. So I'm probably going to have like $60 today. I haven't gone grocery shopping in probably a month. We have like no food to eat for dinner, except for like mac and cheese and ramen. I have $300 electric bill that's overdue. My phone bill's overdue. I just gave my husband my last paycheck from last week so we could pay the mortgage 2 weeks late. And in 10 days or 11 days, the mortgage for next month is due. So it's like this paycheck isn't even like, why do I even have it? Like they might as well take my paycheck and just send it to all my bills. Like what's the point in me even getting my paycheck? It's like annoying. Like I'm not going to see it anyway. Not only that, but in like 3 weeks, I have to pay for summer camp because school's almost over. So it's like, that's another $700 that I have to come up with to pay for summer camp. And if I don't pay for summer camp, guess who can't work because their kid is going to be at home with them? Me. So obviously that's going to be like a major to do. Like I can't not pay summer camp. Not only do I have a personal loan and medical bills up the wazoo, like literally I have like a bill for like $3,000 from the hospital. I have like an $8,000 personal loan that was a consolidation loan from like a bunch of loans that I had. I haven't paid them in like 7 months. I owe them so much money. They call me like twice a day, dude. Like collections calls, fucking, and all I'm doing every day is doing my best. And I literally can't get ahead. Like I can't get ahead. I wake up and I fucking work. And these people are after me for money. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally trying my best. What do you want from me? I have side gigs here and there, like OF, once in a while I'll make like $60. But like, that's not really consistent. And like, I'm a painter. Like I have a ladder in the back of my car. I'm a painter, right? So like today, I literally didn't have enough tools to do my job. And I was like, I can't do this right now. Like I don't have the fucking shit that I need for my job. Like I can't even fucking work, dude. Like I'm so stressed. I literally can't. I can't fucking do this anymore.
You know, I'm sitting at the ATM about to make after I just worked in 90 plus degree weather, shitty, dirty fucking warehouse and got paid not even $700 for the week after taxes and everything. And now I got to give all of it to the ATM for my house payment. I really don't want to deposit this. I really don't feel like giving over all of my money and being broke again for another week. What gets me even more pissed off is I'm a single mom. Okay, 2 baby daddies, 3 kids that I have. None of them pay a fucking dime, never have. The state never made them either. So here I am scraping just to put gas in the car and to make it week to week. Scraping to just put a tiny bit of food in the house because everything's fucking outrageous. And they're buying new cars, doing whatever the fuck they're doing, living life, not worrying about the kids. It's how we live as single parents. I wish I could just be like, no, I'm not fucking paying it. He should pay it because it's housing his fucking kids. I don't care. Split it between the fucking both of them for all I give a fuck. Since you don't pay child support, maybe you should pay for them to live in a fucking house. You know what? That should be it. Since men across the board, like, it doesn't matter what state, there's a bunch of them that don't want to pay for their children because they feel like they shouldn't have to. So, you know what I feel like? For someone that's paid for all of them, their entire life, all on my own, by themselves, by myself, they eat more than I can fucking supply. Like, I should be able to say, fuck you, and they should pay for the house payment. How about that? How about you pay my house payment and I'll pay for the children to eat and clothes and whatever. I think that's a fair deal. What do you think?
I have 3 jobs and I'm still struggling. I am a teacher. I tutor after school. I just got through with one of my tutoring sessions actually, and I also make content. I have 1 full-time job with full benefits and then 2 part-time/contract jobs, and I am still struggling. The solution is not to get a 4th job. There's something wrong with this world. Something has got to give to where we live in a world where people can work multiple jobs and they're still struggling. What does that say? Like, the solution isn't you need another job or you're just lazy and you don't want to work. We're working multiple jobs. What more do we have to do in order to live comfortably in this world? I think it's ridiculous.
Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one struggling. As hard as I work, I feel like I'm the only one struggling. Do you find yourself living paycheck to paycheck? I'm sure all the MAGA people are going to make fun of people living paycheck to paycheck because they're all doing so well, right? They're all doing so well. As I see them buying their 99-cent loaf of bread at the store, they're doing so well. Anyway, for the rest of us living in the real world, for the real people living in the real world, do you find yourself living paycheck to paycheck and wondering if you're the one who is silently scrambling? You feel like you're the only one. You feel like, God damn, like how is this happening? How is it that as hard as I work, I don't seem to be able to produce enough? Well, you're not alone, not even close. This is something I've been wanting to talk about for a few days now, but according to new reporting, as reported in USA Today and other papers, citing data from the Bank of America Institute, nearly 24% of U.S. households in 2025 are spending 95% or more of their income just to cover basics, just to cover the basics. Talking about rent, a mortgage, groceries, utilities, gas in your car, childcare, essentials that eat up almost your entire paycheck the moment it arrives, right? Anybody else go through that stress where like the direct deposit doesn't even go in until midnight, but you already know that half the check's already spent? Here's the part that's really shocking to me. I guess the rate at which paychecks are disappearing. Surveys show that Americans spend over 1/3 of their paycheck within the first 12 hours of receiving it. 1/3 say their paycheck is gone within the first 12 hours of receiving it. I'm sorry, 1/3 of their paycheck is gone within the first 12 hours of receiving it. 2 days in, what about 2 days after you get paid? Most people get paid every 2 weeks. Some of you are lucky enough to get paid every week. When I got paid every week, it was pretty cool, I have to admit. But most people get paid twice a month, right? Every 2 weeks. So after the first 48 hours, nearly half the paycheck is gone. Again, mostly on unavoidable necessities. This is not on anything on the fringe. These are the essentials to survive. So if you're feeling like you're being squeezed, like your money hits your account and then suddenly it's just gone, you're not imagining anything. And the article also highlights how wages simply are not keeping up. They're just simply not keeping up. Lower income households have seen wages grow only about 1% year over year. Inflation sits at around 3%, to give you kind of a comparison. Middle income households are only a little bit better off. Wages growing around, I think, 2%, if I remember right, 2%. And that still falls short of the rising costs and the rate of inflation. And it's not mismanagement. We all know intuitively it's just not adding up. The math just isn't mathing. Millennials, Gen Xers, I'm a Gen Xer. Those in the lower income bracket are feeling this strain the most. And the data reflects a K-shaped economy where higher income households are doing better while everyone else is being stretched thinner and thinner and thinner all the time. Even while working full time, even while working several jobs. All the Trump people that are so cruel at the people using SNAP and saying, get a job, get a job. A lot of these people have jobs. They have 1 or 2 jobs, actually. If you're living paycheck to paycheck and wondering if you're the odd person out, you're not. You're not. You're part of a much larger trend happening across the United States right now. And the pressures you are feeling are real pressures, are the same pressures that millions and millions and millions of people are facing every single day.
What the fuck is the point of living in America, being a student in America, if I can't fucking live? I woke up today, I have $17 in my bank account. My rent's paid. I'm good for a month. Don't know what I'm gonna do next month. Wasn't able to work last week, so yeah. And I've been bleeding money since I got financial aid. And now I got $17 in my bank account. And you're like, what do you do, right? Full-time student, works full-time. Get a better job? Is that the solution? No, it's not the fucking solution. I shouldn't have to fucking work every goddamn day to bleed fucking money. I'm a fucking student who lives in the richest fucking country on earth. My goddamn taxes should be fucking taking care of me, not bombing people in the Middle East. But no, people in America are fucking starving, and our stupid fucking president is building a goddamn ballroom with money he put in his own fucking pockets. He settled a lawsuit with himself with our fucking money, our fucking taxes. I'm not the only one who's going through this shit. If you weren't born rich, you're pretty much fucked. Even if you were born middle class, you're still kind of fucked, because FAFSA can't give you more money, and if your family is struggling, and if you're like me, which you're not the first kid to go to college, you're fucked! Richest country in the world, my fucking ass. Fuck Donald Trump.
This is going to be my last attempt to make this video. Hi, I am $180,000 in student loan debt. 160 of that is 160 of that is private student loan debt. The rest is federal student loan debt. I pay around $2,400 a month, just shy of that for my private student loans, and then just shy of $300 for my federal student loans. So it's pushing $3,000 a month for my student loans. Plus I have my car payment and my car insurance and my rent. So yeah, I live paycheck to paycheck. I have multiple jobs. I have a job I have throughout the week. I have a job I have on the weekends. I have a side hustle. I work around 70 hours a week, paycheck to paycheck. And guess what happens in the last month? Something happens, clerical error, I don't know, $300 missing from my paycheck. Cool. We'll add it to the next one. They do, and then a different clerical error happens, and I lose $300 from the next paycheck. And then, on top of that, after that gets sorted out, the next week, I have someone, I don't live anywhere near Michigan. I live states away from Michigan. Someone has physically swiped my debit card at a mini mart in Michigan. And I called the fraud center and I said, hey, I did not swipe my card at a mini mart in Michigan. And they say, are you sure you didn't get gas? And I said, ma'am, $100 and some dollars. First of all, that's more than just gas. I have a 13-gallon tank. It takes $40 to fill it. And I filled it like 3 days prior to this like fraudulent charge. So I was like, no, I did not just forget I spent the money. Like I live so paycheck to paycheck. I know where every dime is, every nickel, every penny. Even though they stopped making them, every penny, I know where it's allocated to. I do. So I'm trying to reason with them. I'm like, this was not me. We have to figure this out. And they go, well, you physically swiped the card. I go, no, I didn't. They go, well, that must mean that someone had physically copied your card. So you must have swiped it somewhere for someone to go in and somehow read it and copy it. Here's the thing. I have tap, I have chip, I have the swipe. You cannot use the swipe unless the chip is broken. My chip is not broken. I have never swiped my card anywhere. So I really have no idea how this happened. So if someone else has any idea, or if your card's been stolen in a similar way where it was physically copied by someone and then used somewhere else, I would love to know like how that works or how that happens and how it might have happened to me. I try so hard to not get things stolen. I've had like 4 or 5 cards from this bank in the last 6 years. Usually, like they get hacked and everyone has to get a new card. And I just haven't gotten rid of it yet because it's kind of like my backup. I only had $300 in the account. 100 got stolen. The rest got frozen. So it's like I'm out 300 from the paycheck, 300 for the other paycheck, and then technically 300 now for that bank card. That the account's frozen. I have no access to it because that bank is a credit union and does not exist in the state I moved to, and I cannot go back to that state to withdraw the money from like the actual like checking account or savings account. I like only have the card in the app, so I have to wait till I have a new one. And I have bills due, so it's gonna be hard to get those paid. But yeah, that's the update. I just really don't understand how this happens. I have like the tin wallet where they're not supposed to be able to scan like your cards. I change all my passwords. I'm just really perplexed on how you copy a card like that. So if anyone else was frauded in a similar way, well, let me know. Let me know how that went for you. Like, does this happen to a lot of people, or is this like a rare way to be scammed?
You can see they are crashing out. They are crashing out. But y'all, look, this is the way y'all decided to set this system up. You just thought you were never going to fail in it. But as far as what's happening to you now, this happened to our people the whole time. We were always the highest in unemployment. Y'all never cared. You never cared that we were struggling. You never cared that it was hard for us financially. You never cared. So now everything that was happening to us in this system has now switched on you. So when it was happening to us, we weren't applying ourselves. We needed to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. We were lazy. But you notice the stuff coming out of their mouth. It's not because we're not trying. Well, we tried to tell you that too. I'm just saying. We tried to tell you we weren't lazy. We were doing everything to apply ourselves. We were doing everything to get up and work hard every day. But you you made the accusation that we weren't doing those things. But now that it's you, look at you now. My husband and I were working 3 jobs and we still can't make it. Well, that's what we were trying to tell you. But see, you set up this capitalist system and you are failing in it. But like I said, y'all have tried this multiple times and it has never worked, and it's not working this time around either. And you could not have put the worst idiot in office during times of trouble. Donald Trump is who you want to fix all of this. Donald Trump can't even fix his own life. How is he going to fix this country? This man can't even fix himself. And you can look at him and tell his health is failing. He looks awful. Physically, he looks bad. And you know things ain't right. Caking on makeup on his hand. And he's gotten to the point he won't even let the press see his cankles. He won't now, whenever he's in the Oval Office, he makes sure he's sitting behind that desk. He don't want nobody to see his old fat cankles. That's what it is. His ankles are still swollen. That's why every time he's having those press conference, he's always behind that desk and everybody is standing around him because he don't want you to see them swollen ankles. So y'all created this monster out here, and yeah, and a lot of people are suffering in it. A lot. We are too, you know? And even around me, I can tell, even on my street, I can tell a lot of people are laid off. Before, years ago, in the morning, all the cars would be gone on the streets because you can tell everybody went to work, the kids went to school, and it would just be a few cars, maybe in the driveway, but all the cars would clear out because everybody got up and went to work. Now you can look down the street and you could see cars because everybody's not working anymore. There's a lot of people that don't have jobs that used to have jobs. And I see that around me now. I see around me quite a few cars on the street where people once went to work, they're not going to work anymore. So this is never going to get better. We are in the final times. So when they talk about, oh, everything's going to bounce back, no, it won't. No, it won't. You know, Three Eye Atlas is here. It didn't show up for no reason. You're not turning anything around that's wrong in this society at this point. Your ending is coming real fast. And I think many of you are not accepting it. But it doesn't matter, even if you don't accept it, it's still going to come to an end. And the bottom line is, many of you, you got to accept the fact if you did not have the life you wanted, you just simply will not have it in this Gentile world. So, oh well, it is what it is. So these people that are crying about their lives, they're going to continue to cry. They're going to continue to cry about not being able to make it. And this government will continue not to help. And, and I'm still seeing the stories of them talking about, oh, they may try to give the public some money. Yeah, well, y'all been yammering about that all year long, you know? And what happened to that Doge money? It ain't no Doge money because Elon didn't find squat. Ain't no Doge money. He didn't find nothing. And as far as this tariff money, there is no tariff money. Donald Trump is lying. There ain't no tariff money. He done destroyed this place with those tariffs. There ain't no money pouring in here from other countries from no tariffs. And he's lying about that. That is not happening at all. So, y'all, I'm going to conclude. I want to thank Hazel Hill, 1987. Thank you for the super chat and your support for my channel. I deeply appreciate it. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being here. And make sure you share the lives. And don't forget to pick up your products, especially on Etsy, where you can get everything 30% off. Shalom, family.